audience, and everyone hearing me out. This is Aman of grade 10 City School, Karachi, Pakistan. Before presenting my idea, I would like to quote. Nelson Mandela said, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." We usually experience some of the most sorrowful scenes, like a young man sitting with a shovel on the footpath waiting for that day's job. He doesn't know that whether he would return home with some money or empty. After witnessing such sorrowful things and scenes, a simple question arises in my mind, that is how we can, as a society, as a nation, as a community, can improve the living standard of such people and end this chain of helplessness. Now, taking the help of statistics to introduce my topic, that says 22.6 million Pakistani children are out of school. After thinking a lot, I have come up with a simple and an economically viable idea, that is a street schooling system. Now, what's new in it? Hundreds and thousands of NGOs have already established such schools. But they have failed. That's why that figure is so big. And one of the main reasons for their failure is lack of funds. Today I am here with an economically viable idea, that is street schools being funded by private schools. Now, before the private school owners turned at me, hearing me out, actually government taxation authorities consider private school as commercial entities. And hence they had to pay income tax, GST, and many other taxes. How wonderful it would be that if government gives them some relief, like say a tax cut of 15%, and at the same time makes it compulsory for them to contribute money in street schooling projects. So the major reason for their failure, that is lack of funds, is removed. So this makes this project economically viable. Now, what are the distinct features that street schools should have, to accommodate street children? Firstly, the parents as well as their children are convinced and motivated towards child labor because they are motivated towards a few hundred rupees which the children earn by whole day's workout. Now, how beautiful it would be that if the street schools give them their daily wages from the money collected from the private schools. Now, their children as well as their parents would be motivated towards street schools. Secondly, one of the major problems that street schools face is lack of interest of street children towards education. Actually, they do not take that interest in the curriculum actually we study. So, the street school authorities should improvise the curriculum and make it more interactive, should make it more flexible to the needs of street children so that they can develop the interest of street children towards the education. Now reimagine that man who was sitting with a shovel on the footpath, he was helpless and he does not know whether he is a permanent job or no. So if he had been enrolled from such a school, he might have permanent jobs in industries or factories. So whenever the sun comes out each day, he has the surety that he has a permanent job. Now, this would not only benefit him and improve his lifestyle, but this would also help to develop the economy of developing countries like Pakistan. So this is an ideal scenario. Moreover, if a child had been enrolled like this child who is working, rather he has been enrolled from street schools. So later on, he can get himself enrolled from conventional schools and government colleges, and then in future he can get white-collar jobs instead of blue-collar jobs. So this can make our whole education system, more smoother, and it can help to make the literacy rate jump. 22.6 million being illiterate is a very huge number. So if only half of the children get technical education from these schools, this can start a chain of earners. So I would like to conclude up my speech that my idea that street schooling system being funded by private schools makes it economically viable, and if the ideas I have mentioned are implemented, then it can, it can be made flexible to, to accommodate the needs of street children. Thank you.